So San Diego Comic-Con has come and gone once again, and DC showed up with a plan. And that plan was to show us some pretty freaking cool trailers. I'm starting off with the Batman v Superman trailer. Hang around because straight after this, the video for my Suicide Squad trailer review will be going up right after this. So hang around for that if you want to see me talk about the Joker, and I'm very, very keen to talk about the Joker. And one of the first things I want to talk about in this one is the overall sort of presence of the Joker in one particular portion of this trailer. We see an old Robin suit in like a case in Batman's Batcave, and it has "ha ha ha, joke's on you" written on it. Now, whether that's Dick Grayson, whether it's Jason Todd, we're not sure, but it seems like the Joker has already taken out one of the Robins in this universe, and that may have led to Batman retiring, because this is sort of the older, grislier, war-weary Batman that hasn't donned the cowl for a very, very long time, but now he has to take on this new threat in Superman. But one of the coolest bits of this trailer is we actually get to see a scene from Man of Steel from Bruce Wayne's perspective. He was in Metropolis as that was going down. You see him look up in the distance, and you see the eye lasers sort of chopping buildings in half, and then Bruce Wayne just runs into it. Everyone's running out the other way. He just runs in this huge cloud of dust that comes down as his building is collapsing. He runs in there, he saves a little girl, and as it pans out, you see that building actually belonged to Bruce Wayne. And that's really setting up the animosity between these two characters for the movie. Speaking of Man of Steel and all the destruction in that, this trailer is doing a really good job of making Superman accountable. The first thing we get is him in front of like this tribunal or a committee, making him answer for his alleged crimes of destroying half of Metropolis during his fight with Zod. It's a really good way for Zack Snyder to sort of appease the fans that had a really big issue with that huge sort of crazy CGI fight at the end of Man of Steel, where he was just knocking down buildings left, right, and center. It's actually making Superman accountable for his actions in the previous movie. It's a great way to add continuity to these movies. And really, we have Superman in a situation we haven't really seen him in before, where he's not the one that everyone loves. He's sort of split 50-50. There's people that see him as a savior and people that see him as this alien imposter. There's even some Westboro Baptist looking signs out the front of this committee building where he lands to go in. I thought that was a really cool touch. And the tone for this film really is that sort of dark tone that was established in Man of Steel. It's sort of lightened up a little bit, and when I say lightened up, I mean just the costumes have lightened up. Superman's costume seems a bit lighter, and even we got some footage of Wonder Woman, and her sort of uniform costume looks a bit lighter than it was in those early press shots we got almost a year ago now. So they've gone to some lengths to lighten up this film, at least visually, but the tone of this film still seems really, really dark, really, really bleak. But if they are taking cues from The Dark Knight Returns, which they seem to be doing a fair bit, then the darker tone really does suit this film. And then we get some awesome just money shots of Batman and Superman slogging it out a couple of times. I'm guessing there's sort of two separate battles with the two, because at some point Batman doesn't have his armor on, some points he does. Just by the way, that armor looks fucking awesome. We also get our first real look at Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor with his Kurt Cobain wig. Yeah, not really sold on him yet. I really need to see him in true Lex Luthor mode, because at the moment the wig just sort of ruins any aura that he would have as Lex Luthor. We need the bald head. We saw the press shot of him with the shaved head, and he looked somewhat menacing, and I sort of believe that could be Lex Luthor, but at the moment he's rocking the wig, looks really weird. The red capes are coming. That just didn't work for me. He was that casting choice for me that I'd never really bought into, and so far I haven't seen any footage to convince me otherwise, but I'm hoping that maybe there'll be another trailer coming out sort of towards the end of the year, and we might actually get a look at Jesse Eisenberg without the wig in full Lex Luthor mode, and it'll get me really keen to see his character. But other than that, this trailer did everything right. It got me keen for the movie, and I was kind of keen after the teaser came out earlier this year, but now I'm really, really damn keen to see this movie. It looks like it's going to be one of my most anticipated for 2016, and I mean, when you really stop and really think about it, it's Batman versus Superman on the big screen, live action, big budget blockbuster movie. I mean, just that concept alone is enough to get you at least somewhat excited for this movie. It doesn't matter what Zack Snyder's done in the past. We are getting Batman versus Superman. That's really as simple as it is. Two of the most iconic comic book characters of all time slogging it out on the big screen for the first time. If you are a fan of comic books or comic book movies, or just if you consider yourself a geek at heart, I mean, that is enough to get you keen to go see this movie, and it was enough for me. I'm not the biggest Superman fan. I fucking love Batman, but really Man of Steel didn't get me excited for this DC extended universe that they're trying to do. Didn't really care for the movie, but now it's just as simple as that. It's Batman versus Superman. I can't say that enough. It is something that we never thought we would get on the big screen. Sure, we've had small screen adaptations. We've had adaptations in comic books of this happening, but this is going to be happening on a big ass cinema screen in front of us. And really, if there aren't a couple of jaw-dropping moments, Zack Snyder shouldn't be a filmmaker and he should just quit. I mean, there's so much potential for this to be absolutely amazing that it's going to be so hard to screw it up. So I'm keen as hell. Obviously, I have my issues with the trailer, Jesse Eisenberg being the main issue I have with the trailer, but other than that, everything looks really cool. Loving Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne / Batman. He really does fit that old grizzly mid-40s Batman role really, really well. Henry Cavill is now this generation's Superman. There's nothing we can really do about that. He did a pretty decent job in Man of Steel. His acting wasn't really the issue. It was just the story that I had a problem with. And he looks good here too. I buy him as Superman. I buy him as Clark Kent. There was a tiny little scene we got to see him, with the glasses on. Once again, the dumbest disguise in comic book history. But aside from that, everything about this trailer made me keen as hell for the movie. And that was its job. Its job was to make me and everyone else out there go, fuck yeah, I want to see this movie. It did its job, so well done. So stay tuned, guys. Right after this, my review for the Suicide Squad trailer should be going up right behind this one. And hey, if you like this video, head down there, click that like button, click that subscribe button, all the cool things. And as always, guys, I'll catch you in the next one, which will be in about half an hour. So, like I said, hang around.